Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the hidden stories within company filings. And today we're diving into AB Private Credit Investors Corporation's latest move. Get ready because this might just be about making their money work harder and a little bit longer. Don't forget, if you like getting these kinds of straightforward breakdowns of complex financial documents, make sure you are subscribed. And for more direct interaction and to join our community of curious minds, check out the Discord link down in the description. Alright, so AB Private Credit Investors Corporation, they filed a report and it's all about their credit facility. Think of a credit facility like a company's flexible line of credit, a bit like a credit card. But for big businesses, they can borrow money when they need it and pay it back. And this filing tells us they've made some significant changes to that line of credit. The main story here is an amendment to their existing credit agreement. So what did they change? Well, they juggled some numbers. First, they bumped up the total amount they can borrow. The maximum commitment, which is the total lending limit, has gone from whatever it was before to a whopping $450 million. That's a big increase, suggesting they might need or want access to more funds. But then, in a bit of a twist, they also decreased something called the funds facility sublimit. This sublimit is like a specific portion of that big credit line that might have had different rules or targets. So by lowering it to $42 million, they're kind of narrowing down a particular slice of their borrowing power. It's not an obvious move without more context, but it could mean they're shifting their borrowing strategy within that overall facility. And perhaps the most straightforward change is the extension of the maturity date. That is when the money borrowed essentially needs to be fully repaid or refinanced. They've pushed this date back from May of next year, 2026, to December of 2026. What this really means is they've bought themselves more time. Instead of having to figure out repayment or a new loan next spring, they now have until the end of 2026. This usually signals that the company wants to maintain access to funds for a longer period, perhaps to support ongoing investments or operations without the immediate pressure of a looming deadline. It's like getting an extension on a big bill, giving them breathing room. Now, this amendment involves a lot of different entities, as you can see from this exhibit title. It is not just AB Private Credit Investors Corporation itself, but also several other related funds. This suggests that this credit facility is probably used across multiple investment arms or entities within their broader structure to finance their lending activities. The fact that it is the 17th Amendment also tells us this credit facility has been a dynamic part of their operations, with changes being made periodically as their needs evolve. And who are they dealing with? HSBC Bank USA, they're acting as the main agent, sort of the coordinator for all the lenders involved, and also as a lender themselves. This is a pretty standard setup for large corporate credit facilities, where a major bank manages the syndicate of other banks and financial institutions that are providing the funds. It is also worth noting that AB Private Credit Investors Corporation is checking the box for being an emerging growth company. This designation comes with certain regulatory flexibilities, especially around reporting requirements. It also means they've opted not to use the extended transition period for new or revised financial accounting standards. This tells us they're keeping pace with accounting changes, which is generally a positive sign for transparency. So what does all this mean in plain English? AB Private Credit Investors Corporation just secured more borrowing power and extended the time frame they have to use it. They're playing the long game with their financing. The increase in the total commitment is a clear signal they anticipate needing more capital, likely to support their investment strategies. The decrease in the sublimit is a bit more nuanced, but it could indicate a shift in how they're deploying specific types of capital within their operations, and extending the maturity date is simply giving themselves more runway. Now, looking at this filing from a broader perspective, AB Private Credit Investors Corporation is a player in the private credit space. This means they're essentially lending money directly to companies, often those that might not be able to get loans from traditional banks easily, or they might be offering more complex financing solutions. Their business is all about managing and deploying capital effectively to generate returns for their investors. This amendment to their credit facility is a critical operational move that underpins their ability to do just that. The risks here, as always with credit facilities, are tied to the overall economic environment and the performance of the companies they lend to. If the economy falters or if their portfolio companies struggle, it could impact their ability to repay their own debt. However, by increasing their credit line and extending the maturity, they're building in a bit more resilience. They're positioning themselves to weather potential storms and capitalize on opportunities without being immediately constrained by their financing. In conclusion, this filing is about AB Private Credit Investors, corporation strengthening its financial backbone. They've increased their borrowing capacity and gained more time. which are generally positive moves for companies looking to grow or maintain stability in potentially uncertain times. It shows proactive financial management. Alright, that is our breakdown of AB private credit investors. Corporation's latest filing. What are your thoughts on these changes to their credit facility? Do you think it signals aggressive growth or just smart financial planning? Let us know in the comments below if you found this analysis helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Decode.